Welcome in. Oh, I began with these cards in view. I didn't mean that. Is there something you didn't mean to do? Something you didn't mean? Okay, and I did actually, just before I tapped on, I got hit with an emotion of like a gunk. So if you weren't sure about this reading and you feel quite like a pit in your stomach, but it might not manifest in that particular body area, then that's a confirmation for some of you. If not, fear not. Okay, so this is the pile selection. This is a quartz. Candle quartz, that's it, I think. Okay, lots of, I think, unsureness in pile 1. Pile 2 is this guy, which I also do not know the name of, but it's actually a full not knowing. A full mystery, and I don't mind that. Pile 3 is this soda light, I believe. Okay, so far we've got first one, it's like you did know but you needed to wait a moment to remember. Second one is you don't know but you love that. Third one is you think you know. And but like you're downplaying yourself, you do know, but it's still a think. You haven't had it confirmed. And pile number 4 is this lapis lazuli, which is full security, full knowing. Maybe like overconfidence. Okay. Whew. Let's begin. Let's go straight to the piles. I thought I was gonna want to get a card for each, but nope. Nope. Cool. Welcome in, pile 1. I feel a freshness. I feel a bit of excitement. I wouldn't quite say you're raring to go, but some of you may disagree. Let's see, what have we got? What's going on with pile 1? I wanted to say, like, what have we got going for them? Maybe we're going to be talking about some of your awesome attributes. We have Pleiades. There really is like a coming around to something, or changing your perspective on something, realizing something, remembering something. It's like falling into pleasure. Vega, Earth. This is feeling like a journey. This is feeling like where you've come from. You're remembering yourself in some degree. And I kind of want to, you know what, I'm going to give me moments, or don't. Leave if you will. Is that what you're saying? Leave if you want to leave. Okay, I wanted to get another crystal for you to put here. And let's move along. Move along, why don't you? Okay, 44. You have been on a journey. A journey that has kind of crossed paths, and I think you've just recently crossed the second bridge, and you maybe hadn't realized that you had. You hadn't, or maybe you realized that you crossed the second bridge, but you were still focused on the line, the direction it took for you to get across, that you haven't had time to, or you just simply haven't yet looked at the fullness, the triangle, if we're looking at my current hands, of below of what you've created from that. Okay, cool first message. Let's get more cards. It's something so strongly associated with your own personal idea of love, and a remembrance of that in your body. A recognition of your own wisdom through what you've created that you haven't yet seen. And it's interesting because I'm not wanting to say look up. I'm wanting to say look down. Because I think it's like you're looking up and continuing to look up, that you've finished. You've done that. It's not like a you've finished everything, I presume. I'll leave that up to you, but there's a sense that you've grounded something, and that now you can see home, see something soulful in a creation of yours, and you can see that rippling out. You have a reappreciation for that which you have created, or it's like you're reappreciating the journey that you already experienced, because you can see why it was traveled in the first place. You may have also started from a place of feeling out of sorts, and you're coming to a state of feeling really in your element. Yeah, it really feels like congratulations is in order. This could have to do with it's something that has been a major expansion for you. Possibly grounding a teaching of yours. But it wants to be noted that this came with a sort of struggle. Like the struggle was a part of the journey. Okay, we have gold and silver, violet, flame dragon. Yeah, that's all that transmutation, all that struggle, that shifting, all that you've needed to process. All that has needed to go from being one cluster of energies to being the new cluster of energies that you were dead set on shifting, dead set on becoming, creating. So it says, transmute the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. And I feel like that's strongly where you've come from. That was the first line. That was the first bridge you crossed. The healing the self, I want to say. And the second bridge, we'll see. Give with unconditional love and grace. And I love that it is using grace twice, because you learnt this grace in the first half and you shared this grace in the second half. There's something to so be proud of. And I feel like you may be almost late to the party of your own celebration. And I feel like part of that is that you kind of felt like you wanted to celebrate once you hadn't only crossed the first bridge, but crossed the second. So it's like you're celebrating now not only that which you've grounded in your expression, your teaching, your sharing, but you're also grounding all that you did for yourself too. They're very much in line with one another. It's a feeling that you can settle into, and that may last longer than you're expecting. I so felt like going like wink wink, or like not going like that, but I don't know, there was a wink wink energy. Let's see if more cards would like to present themselves with you. Because you're on the table too right now. You're in the presentation. Yeah, but I think that is it. It's like you put on your best clothes. It took a while. Or it took however long it took. And then you presented yourself. You presented yourself in these new clothing. Or perhaps old clothing, depends on how you want to view it. I'm going to get a card for the center first. The centerpiece. Yeah, there's so much of a reward or an award. You're here. You made it. You did it. We feel you. We know you. We love you. Remember us? We helped you. Oh, that's creating a draft. A draft, huh? Yeah. You had help in creating the draft and creating the blueprint that you wanted to wear. The you that you wanted to become. You had help with that, and everyone who helped you with that is cheering and is sharing their love, is sending metaphorical hugs or maybe real hugs. This is the back of the deck. It's a lotus above the creation, which is a creation which unites and expands. And below is the groundwork. Below is more complicated than it would seem, or more fixed than it would seem. That's the back of the deck. And the front, I love this guy because this guy looks like such a blob. It's like a squished pear, or like a pear that would be animated. Like he has his own character. And pear makes me think of that word grace again. There's a sense of luxury here. Oh, I love this guy. This is a stepping through. I don't know which one I want to use. It's both of them. I might flip it over in a bit. Actually, let's put him down. I feel like some of you could even be like laying on the floor just in such peace, in such... I guess maybe just... Is that just me? I feel like that's a thing, right? You lay on the floor and that feels so good in like a sense of I did it. Because it's a sense of full release. Really feeling completely held. And it's not even like a holding like you feel like you need holding. It's just that you are held. Maybe this process was a finding that sense of allowing yourself to let go, allowing yourself to be held. Finding that feeling of trust, that feeling of ever completion, ever holding. There's a sense of having stepped back, of having really recognized what you've done, recognized who you are, and reconnecting with who you always knew you were, yet hadn't fully dropped the fears that you weren't this. And now you have. You're clean. That's how it feels. You're clean now. And see this card, it's like, again, recognizing that you didn't come from cleanliness. You came from a sense of confusion, convolution, that took a certain amount of stress to understand the stress that it was. You were moved through struggle. It was struggle because you needed to experience that in order to really experience what was present. And having experienced that, having brought love to yourself in all ways that you can, in some ways that you can, you have realized that perhaps you were clean all along. And so there's a sort of laughter that can come from this laying on the floor, fully being in where you're at and feeling a sense of finality with it, because you realize that you had kind of been pretending to run. You had kind of been pretending to be in discomfort. And we can debate whether discomfort is or was really experienced. But there was certainly a perspective of it being experienced. And now the perspective that everything has come full circle. That you no longer are in that old place, in that old mindset. You now feel a sense of connection, of safety, because you've realized what the truth was. You chose to look at the struggle, look at the discomfort, and feel your way through it. And it wasn't always a simple through it, but no matter how you might describe the experience or continuation of experiences, there is now an understanding that you've come to that it was never as hard as you felt it was, because the feeling that it was hard was what was hard in the first place. It's a feeling of like finding home again and laughing because you had never left. But it felt like you had. It's the feeling of having been experiencing such a deep feeling of lostness or loneliness. And then seeing the light of day that you are never alone. That aloneness is impossible. And your expression, your experience within this energy that I'm expressing may not have been to the words I'm saying exactly, but there's a sense of it all being a journey that was difficult, and coming to a close of that difficulty, having lived it, and sharing your findings, sharing your personal findings. There's no longer a sense of pressure that you're feeling. And when you do feel pressure, you have a new approach to it. Because you are a new approach. You are the essence of approach that is new. I want to get these cards. I wanted to call them disorientation cards. That's just making me think of an orientation, or it's making me think of someone doing a PowerPoint. So there really is a message of you sharing your findings. I had coming to close with your findings. So some of you, it's not fully that you're sharing this, but it's a sense of sharing, even if it's not deliberately. It's like you can't help but share your energy. You can't help but exist as this new you. Okay, for the disorientation cards. It's like you're not closing your eyes anymore. Because you realize that the boogeyman who was telling you to close your eyes was your best friend. Oh my god, I love that. Okay, so we've got the blank one. I'm actually gonna throw him to the side, but actually above your cards. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's covering the journey. Some of you may feel like the path you just walked, you can't see it anymore. It's like, you know you did it, but it just feels like you didn't. Like, you know you spent however long you did in pain, but it feels like you never really were in pain. Yeah, the joys of time, huh? So we have the great chickpea to the left. Ooh, interesting, I'm naming them to the left. And naming this one to the right. And then to the right we have Chippy Chee, Garnet Boy. Yeah, Garnet Boy, that makes me think, I'm seeing an evil face in this. And it is making me think of that analogy of the boogeyman who was telling you to close your eyes was really your best friend, and he was just playing with you. And when you realized that you didn't have to listen to him, and that there was no, what do you call it, repercussions, it's like you wouldn't actually lose love because he was love. Then you open your eyes, or maybe you had the guts to open your eyes before you knew that it was safe to, and what you found was that smiling friend. Yeah, it's like the great chickpea is the enlightenment, the connectivity to everything, the love of self, the love of connectivity, the love of every self, which is just self. And that's like what you're getting down to. That's what you were finding. And then once you found that, the next thing to find was all that told you that you hadn't found it. That message might only apply for some of you. But I think that is actually my fear talking, that part, which is literally what the part of the reading that I was talking about was, which is the fear. You had, yes, because that was the second bridge. I get it. I get it now. That's what you're coming into, or you have just come in. That is what this entire experience has been for you. I get it now. And it doesn't have to be mental understanding, but for a lot of you it will be, or it has been. It can be a feeling of, oh, it is okay. Oh, it is okay. Oh, my existence wasn't wrong. Yeah, it was just something of the second part. Like, the first part was related to coming to that peace within the self, and then the second part was coming to going beyond the threshold of feeling this when you are not in full connectivity with everything and just what you might define as a select part of the self, and going beyond the fear of what you might experience when you share this truth that you've come to, and recognizing that the fear was just another part of the process of becoming that wholeness, of remembering that wholeness. There never was a boundary, but there was a fear of that boundary. There was a fear of loss that really can't exist. I'm going to draw something for you. One moment. Where's my... Interesting, I'm not wanting to draw it on the full paper, I'm wanting to quarter it. This might be what you're doing. It's like what you experienced was the full paper of your own journey, of your own self, and what you're doing is putting it into bite-sized pieces for others to see as a mirror, to recognize parts of themselves in the experience of someone else's experience, of your experience. Anyway, so what was it I was seeing? I didn't have the full picture. I'm seeing something that I had a cool realization around. But I'm not in the feeling of it. I'm not in the epiphany of it. It's like I know I've got there before, which is the experience it feels like you've had. And then the blankness going down is like, but how did I do that? What was the realization again? Or like, I have the words for it. I can say the sentence. For example, I can say, I am love. Everything is love. But there's this sense of when we get to maybe the fear part, or when we get to maybe just a part of what you've experienced, is this sense of being somewhere new and thus looking at what you've just realized from the other side. And it's no longer from that same revelatory place. It's from another direction. And so even though you may have learnt a sense of fullness, when you get to the other side of said fullness, there's an entirely new spread. It's a new landscape to understand. And I feel like you've also bridged that. Because we have both the self-expression ticked and the self-to-other expression ticked. Okay, that's actually what was needed. It just needed to give me an idea of something I wanted to express that was cool in order to get that out. Okay. I actually think that's your reading. Yeah, maybe today's readings are quick, or maybe that's just yours. It's concise. And I think that's what you're doing. It's bringing this abstractness to something that is concise, something that is understandable. Okay. Yeah, that's your reading. Bye bye, pile number 1. See you in another reading if I do. And see you in love. If not. See ya. And for those of you here, I'm going to keep this selenite above, so it continues throughout the readings. Yeah, take that if you like. Take the mental understanding of that symbolism if you like, or just take the energy of it if you'd like. I'm actually also going to... No, I'm not. I put the main crystal guy away, even though it's tempting to keep him in my hand. It's just a good feeling pile. Yeah, I split the deck to new guide. You're the new guide. Maybe a new guide of feminine energy. Because feminine energy is so elusive and so intangible that it takes someone who can really incorporate their own masculinity within the feminine energy to pull it off. Like, yank it off. Strip it of its goodness. Now I'm seeing like the great chickpea. Like when you make hummus, sometimes you take the... Once you've cooked the chickpeas, sometimes you take the skin off. Just giving that... ripping the skin up. Ripping your own... Or no, it's more like you're the one doing the ripping. You're ripping everyone else's skin off so that we can have like a really nice smooth hummus. Okay, pile 2. 2! Welcome in, pile 2. I have a sudden ringing in my right ear and I'm seeing my aura more strongly. So I think that you have quite the sensitivity to... I heard unorthodox. Fill in the blank. Maybe that's what you do, you fill in the blank. Okay. You have an energy from a deck I've created. What is that card called? What is that card called? Damn. Oh, it's like a really cringy name if you take it one way. It's either really cringy or really cool. It's like trails. I don't know. It's like Athena. It's like going really deep and understanding something and putting all the puzzle pieces together. Finalizing something that should not be able to be finalized. It's like an extreme... It's puzzle piecing. Putting the pieces together. Look at that, all that wonkiness, look at that, come on. Look at all those puzzle pieces. And it then is created into a beautiful landscape. Usually I would take this way, but I'm going to use it this way for you. Because we're drawing in all the puzzles. In order to do that, and that kind of looks like this too, it's like, in order to create the flowers, in order to create the art, I think you're an artist. You are, I'm saying you're an artist. If you're not, then you are. So deal with it. I think you're also super opinionated because one of the first things I said was like I was judging the card. It's like a card I have created, and I was just like dissing it. I think that you might be judging your own creations. You might feel like you are an artist, or that you create beautiful art that you love, but you might not feel like you can really stand on that. Love it. Love a good flowers. Love a good flowers. That's what I'll say. Also, again, I want to reiterate, because I don't think I fully got it. You are very unique, or you have a personality, don't you? Where's all the Aquarius? Are you like Aquarius, Pisces cusp? Okay. Maybe also some of you feel like you're really artistic, but you look at how that might express itself, or you look at like proof. You try and get proof that you are. Be this validation of others, or a validation in logic ways, or like some sort of validation. Because my example then made me think, it made me think of someone who is looking for a particular trait of theirs in astrology and doesn't find it, and then thinks that somehow that means they don't have that trait. It just means you haven't found the evidence. Doesn't mean the evidence isn't there. It just might be like a really cool asteroid that you haven't come across. Or like a particular angle that your planets are playing together with as that you haven't read yet. So you have a message of appreciate what you love without the need to, I guess, seek validation. But that's a pretty blunt message that I'm gonna say. Cool. See, look at me standing on my messages. Okay. I do love a good pile that is energetic, and that is most certainly you. You have so much to create, so much to give, so much to grow. So what is it about? Oh, you could look up the asteroid Flora if you're interested. I think it's... No, I forgot what number it is. I think that's your energy. It's like you might have really high expectations of yourself. Okay, the way I'm interpreting something of this is, it's like something you love about yourself, or something you love about your own expression. What comes out of you, who you are, what you see when you look in the mirror. Be that mirror, whether that mirror be like a physical mirror that's showing your face or your entire body, or your aura, or a mirror that is like a painting that is a creation that you have made to be a mirror of an aspect of yourself. I think that when you look in that mirror, you see something you love, but I think that you fear maybe other people seeing that mirror and deciding for you that it can't be something that you love. What if it could be, though? What if it could be? What if someone else disagreeing didn't change your own opinion? I love your energy. And I don't care if you don't like it. I love it. Okay, we have Orion and empathy. Ooh, I felt like my voice was a bit loud then. See, it's all that you're very perceptive. You feel the emotions of others. You feel other people's perspectives. You feel the repercussions of yourself. You feel the dislike that others have of something that is to do with you. Whew. We have Draco. That's making me think of them. I want to say them haters. them evildoers. Love a good evildoer though. Okay, so there's one perspective to bring in, that other people's perspectives that aren't yours can exist in unison with yours, and they can even be appreciated, because when you zoom out, and yes, you feel how they feel, but you also recognize that you are your own perspective. It's like coming back to your own perspective. I think that's the key here. And it's not trying to, I think you may be trying to block out others' opinions, block out the feeling that doesn't sit right in your body. And instead of trying to like push something or pull something away, I think you're trying to push something away, and maybe not recognizing that that very act of pushing it away is probably coming from the sense that you feel like it might be true, and so you need to like create distance from it. It's like a fear that it's right. So there's an embrace here. Some of you may have been avoiding feeling your own insecurities too. So there might be a bit of like processing that wants to be done here. Like seeing that which triggers you. I'm gonna say it's other people's opinions that you don't like. And instead of trying to like stand your ground in a sense of like firm energy, you're being called to like look at what is troubling you and feel it. You might try and cut off from your own empathy to protect yourself. But that very act, it's coming from a state of viewing yourself as something delicate that can be easily crushed. And I will get more on this. We'll get more. This, I'm not saying that this is this and this, but I feel like you're being called to let down those firm barriers and feel the pain. Not because you need to sit in it, not because it's true, but because it's a truth that hurts, because it's a pain point from childhood, it's a pain point from past lives, it's a pain point for some reason. And even if you can block out the present triggers that are causing you to feel insecure or feel like you can't love that which you love, feeling like, yeah, you can't exist as the creative artist that you are and love your creations. I completely have forgotten where I was going. Let's draw the other card to go here. Maybe that will give the answer. Essentially, it's retracing the pain back to its origin. We have Dragon Realm. I think you're afraid of intensity. A certain intensity. Also, it's like a sense of power that is on the right, and free-flowing receptivity on the left. I think the right is what you're afraid of, or what you're being called into. And I just think that your way of trying to get to your own sense of power, your own sense of feeling like it is okay to create and to share your creations, or to simply love your creations, I think the way that you've been trying to get there has been affirming to yourself that you don't deserve to be held in comfort. And I think it might be like a bit of a brain foggler, a bit of a brain twister. Now I want to get some tarot cards to get more of the elementals, the pieces. Because it's like I've told you, like, I think you're doing it wrong. Again, with that, like, judgmental energy. I think that's what other people might be projecting onto you. I felt like giving you kisses then. I don't think I've felt like that before. Not like this in a reading. It's like I want to kiss you all over your face. And again, like, me saying that could be very triggering for some people to hear. They might not like that. Or I might not like that. I might not like who I'm saying that to. I love this. Yeah, it was like I was giving you an abstract. Okay, I just needed to say that to get that part out. Okay, I'll cool down. Let's get some tarot. I know I didn't finish my sentence, but I think that the sentence I was trying to get at wasn't actually relevant. Ooh, let me put my phone on charge before I forget. Before I forget, and before I pull the tarot cards. Like, pull them into place. And get back here. See, I think that's what you're experiencing, perhaps being like yanked around, possibly by your own emotions, your own perceptions of what other people were perceiving. I keep giving you what to my brain is like useless information. I personally don't think it's useless at all, but maybe you're perceiving it as useless. Like, okay, I know that part. What's the solution? I want to be saying, like, give me a break. I feel like that's what you're saying to all them projectors. Okay. Power. Let's find the power. Okay. I feel like I want to keep saying that. Okay. I feel like that might be what you're trying to do. Like, get yourself together kind of thing. Like, you might be putting too much pressure on yourself, or trying to... It's like you're trying to push it away, I think. You're trying to push away the power you perceive outside of yourself. Push away the negativity as opposed to bringing it closer. Bring it closer. That's what the kissing was, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, bring it closer. Feel it. What's it saying? Why is it hurting? Cry if it makes you want to cry. Flow with it. What is your body telling you? What is your body telling you that you have experienced? There you go. Some of you are getting it more now. Foo. Ah, I love you. Okay. So, messages. Emperor. Yeah, this is a sense of power, of stability, of knowing yourself, and like the Emperor does not care. The Emperor does not give a shit what anyone else thinks about his landscape, about his anything, because he knows it's the best. It's not even that. It's not an egotistical, I know it's the best. It's just a simple, he's grounded in his own authority. Not because he doesn't see the authority of others, because I'm seeing this also like he has embodied the four kings, the pentacles, the cups, the swords, and the wands. And with that, it's more of an integration of all of them. I feel like you may have been taught or maybe taught by yourself, or maybe taught by someone, or maybe just led to conclude that you needed to shut off from your own empathy, that the way to deal with your sensitivity was to say that it was more of a burden than a blessing. But this is actually pointing you in the direction of your empathy being something for you to turn up even higher, to really embrace every king, to really feel, because I think that's your superpower. Yeah. I'm standing by it. Superpower. It's your superpower. Because I think the pain comes from a resistance that these triggers outside of yourself bring up within you. You're being called, as weird as it sounds, seeing the Emperor. You know what? Let me get another. Let me get another card to confirm what I'm about to say. Four of Swords. And what did I tell you? Okay. What was I about to tell you? Listen to all this egotism coming off me. I love it. That's what's all up in here. The words I'm wanting to use. Okay, so what I was gonna say was, even though we've got the Emperor, the advice I was about to give was to release control. I guess it could also be you've been like the Emperor in that you've tried to hold everything together. But you're sensitive. That's not who you are. You hold everything together by holding much more than you're trying to. Feel them. Feel the pain they're in. Or feel the pain that is coming up within you. I guess I already said that, but there's a strong sense of release and allowing that to guide the energies where they want to be guided. It's like seeing yourself as a human being, and human beings are so subconscious. We know how to heal. We know what love is. But we trick ourselves into believing that we don't. So we try and hold on and try and control it. We try and find love or hold on to love. But the most love you'll ever feel is when you recognize everything as love. So why would you try and be cutting off from something outside of you that your body is telling you, I feel this though? Maybe you're trying to say like, but I shouldn't feel it. I should stand in my own energy. But you do feel it. Your body is feeling it. So feel it. Allow it to guide you. Allow it to heal you. Allow it to show you where you have experienced pain and where love wants to crack you open. Allow it to show you yourself and how you really feel about your art, about your creation, about yourself. Let your body do the work for you. Let yourself loosen your grip and give yourself more credit. Give your body more credit. It's not separate from nature. It knows what it's doing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for feeling. You're not wrong for being sensitive. You're not wrong for feeling hurt. I got the image of allowing the rocks that they're throwing to smash your barriers, because those barriers were what was holding you back from recognizing that those rocks would just float right through you. The pain came from the fear that you were somehow different from those rocks, or that those rocks could hurt you. A very real fear. But it doesn't mean that when you actually do allow those tight grips to be released, that it's something bad, or that you really will lose. I'm not sure what. And maybe that's something to question, what the fear is, what the fear of really letting go of control is. Okay, let's get some more. Even like the layout I've done is like unique. It's not one that I would often think of, I think. Or there's just creativity and uniqueness is flooding through your pile, and I love it. And I think you love it too, your own creativity. 7 of Wands, but it came in reverse, and I'm keeping it that way, because that is the essence of letting your guard down. If you haven't been feeling like yourself, or like you can handle life or handle criticism, I think it's because you were trying to handle criticism as someone that wasn't you. King of Swords in reverse. I love it. It is the same message. It's that of defying logic. And it's tying in with the very first message that I got from you, which was about like a very strong intellect, being able to find all the puzzle pieces and put them together. And I think that maybe you've look, back of the deck is Temperance, which is all about finding peace, harmony. I think you've long been in a state of putting all these puzzle pieces together, or that's the way you've been taught to navigate through life. And instead of building, you're being asked to let them flood through your own natural portal and create what naturally comes out. To let go of strategy, to let go of planning, and to simply be, to fall into your feminine energy. The pain isn't a never-ending pit, but it may well be a pit. It may well feel deep, because maybe you've been cut deeply. Maybe you've been hurt more deeply than you realized. And maybe all of that is dormant until it is felt, until it is acknowledged, until it is extended the love that you are, until it is simply seen. Because to see is to love. You're coming back into balance. The balance of allowance. And I'm doing a nice grin at that. The balance of allowance. I kind of want to end your reading there, and kind of want to get you an animal card. Let's do it. Let's get an animal card. Deck, come to me. Cometh to me. The number 73 could be significant. Maybe we'll get number cards. I know, that's too much. I feel like your energy is in such such a gentle space right now that I don't want to, I don't know, like overburden you or bombard you too much. It's like I want to provide more of a nestled, cozy place for you to feel, to exist. Again, that bringing in this essence of you're not wrong to be who you are. It's not wrong to want blankets. Okay, pile 3. Whee! I love it. Treat yourself like royalty. Okay, so there's that sense of royalty. There's that sense of blankets, which makes me think of like being hugged by others, like being comforted. It's okay to want to be comforted. It's okay. Like imagine yourself as a baby. I think maybe as a child, if you were hurt, maybe you were not shown care and nurturance, but maybe you were shown criticism or harshness, like even if it wasn't like a necessarily like harsh energy, there was a sense of not really receiving a really compassionate love, like watery energy. A sense of maybe your emotions being overly analyzed or just taken more logically, like there needs to change, like you're wrong to feel what you feel and we need to do something about this. Because I think that that's the sense that you carry now, like, oh, I feel this, I need to do something about it. But in your case, I feel like it's more of a, I feel this and it's okay to feel that way. I'll let it pass through. I'll let myself feel it. So yeah, the second message from the lion was to be comforted, to allow yourself to have others that support you. Yes. Those of you who don't feel like that is in the physical for you, allowing that to be in the ethereal, but so long as you are a physical being, there's always that support in the physical. Even if it's not by your own species, it can be through the multitude of other species that I'm sure are on your planet. Okay, so the other message from this was such creativity, which feels like with the higher calling message, it's a sense of you really do. What is this? What I was getting from it was like a sense of this is something you don't want to let go of. It's something that you really feel connected to. I think that also the courage that this speaks to isn't maybe the courage that you thought it would be. It isn't the courage that says, like, deal with it, buck up, and, like, forget about your pain. It's the courage to feel. Because I think for you, maybe feeling your emotions is harder than choosing to analyze them or choosing to cut them off or hide them. It's not maybe hiding, but more like bottle them up, I guess, feels like a better expression. So yeah, it's the courage to allow yourself to feel what you feel when circumstances bring up emotion within you. When you experience what other people have to say or think or feel, how they respond to you and your art, the creation that is either you or more outside influences of your, what's another word for creation? Of your manifestation, your realization, your making. I love that. There was another message that I got from Lion. What was it? Oh yeah, the first one was the majesty feeling. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. I guess I'll read this. Okay, Lion, higher calling. You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Yes, that's what it was. It was success. It was a feeling of flourishing, of allowing your expression to flourish through the process we've spoken about. I kind of want to say the success of you might have trouble being a success or feeling like a success if you're cutting off from a part of you to get that. Allow yourself to be all that you are. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave your reading, Pal 3. I love you, and that was a beautiful reading. Wait, you're Pal 2! I kept calling you Pal 3. Why was that? You know why? It's because 3 is the symbol of creativity. Because it rhymes. That's the only reason. And I think that I was jumping the gun. And I think that's what you're doing. It's like you're trying to focus on like the future. You're trying to focus on being okay with having the fullness be there without experiencing the process of the number 2, which is feeling. It is being the empath that you are, feeling the perspectives of others, allowing yourself to be yourself. If you've been feeling a creative block, it's because you're not feeling. It's because you're cutting off from your natural way of living, the natural you. Did I express that well? Yeah, 2 is just that feeling of emotion. It's like, yes, you'll get to 3, but for now, just feel 2. The 2 is a part of the 3. Okay, cool. Now I'll leave you, Pile 2. Yes. I feel a bit disoriented now. Welcome in, Pile 3. I kind of feel like I should stay in the preemptive part for you, in the before the reading begins, because I feel like I'm getting visuals, and I think that they might take a while to really understand or to actually change my viewpoint to the viewpoint you're already in. So, here goes. Is that how you're feeling? Like, here goes. So the first message at the start for you was that this is so delight, but I'm not 100%. That's what that here goes feels like. It's like you're ready for something, but you're a bit unsure still. It's like you're out of your shell, because I wanted to bring this turtle in for you. I don't know if I just said that or not. I wanted to bring the turtle in for you. And it feels like he is you. It's like you're out of your shell, ready to begin the race, but you're still like in the knowing very much that you can crawl back under your shell if needed. Okay, so that's the first message. See if one of these wants to come out. Sound. I want to do some sounds for you. So yeah, I think I'll do sounds as I get loads of cards, and then I'll speak on them once I get them. But things never really go as planned, so we'll see. I keep seeing the color brown. It's kind of like if a tree had a baby, and you know how like fetuses, like they don't really look like a full-formed human. Like like if you imagine a fully grown human, and without knowing what we come from, like try and picture what like a baby version would look like. It's not, it's probably more like a smaller version. not so much of like a deformed smaller version. So a patchin, imagine a tree that's a smaller version of a tree, like a really smaller version of a tree, but it's like deformed. Like a cetus, okay, like a cetus or a fetus. So there could have been something that you once thought of as the goal. Yes, that's what I'm going to say, as the goal, as fulfillment, as a life that you would enjoy, but you ended up finding something way better. You ended up realizing, oh yeah, that wasn't it. That wasn't what I was wanting. You may be being asked to go slower than you want to go also. That kind of fits with that free flow energy. Going with the tides and not necessarily the specific tie of maybe a part of your mind. Though I kind of feel like you're in that. I don't feel too much resistance from you, or any resistance from you. It feels like you're allowing yourself to channel that which wants to be channeled in the moment, when it feels right. So yeah, this is intuition. This looks like the moon. It looks like the moon on a compass. So your direction being guided by your intuition. Okay, this is the back of the deck. Let's keep going. Yeah, I'm seeing loads of like children, but creature children that I haven't experienced in this brain of mine before. Maybe you're connecting with spirit children of yours, like children that you've had in other lifetimes, or children in other expressions of existence. Some of them may be your guides. Some of you hear their laughter. That I feel will only be for a few, but you hear their laughter. None want to come from this, but look at that. Earth's oceans, which feels like such a combination of free flow and this intuition. It's like it's not a still compass. So some of you may have been in a similar energy for a while. Words. You may have been in a similar energy for a while. And this is a simple message of, you're not stagnant. It's just, this is the time. This is the flow. This is what you're in. It's not necessarily feeling to me like you're finding difficulty in this. It feels like you're quite open about it. Your heart feels activated. You feel like you're flowing. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, okay, what is this? What is the circumstance of pile 3? I want to know if this is reversed. Oh, I caught it. Okay, so it begun reversed. Something didn't come to a head. Something of a union, of a celebration, something you were wanting to happen. It was a no. It didn't end up happening. And when you chose that when you allowed yourself to flow with the divinity that was flowing you in another direction, you found the real one. You found, I don't even want to say the real one, you found your one. And it doesn't have to be that it was a specific one for you, but it's like, no, you found your one. This one is yours. And you caught it. It was like the choice to question if what you were being handed was really yours or not, allowed you to realize it wasn't, let go, and then grab what was yours. That's the only tarot card you're getting. Fun. Let's use some animal cards. You're very trusting, aren't you? You really do just follow your flow. Yeah, look at this. Orca and moose. So orca with adventure and moose with wisdom. I'll read them. I feel like they could have something for you in particular that I might not pick up on. So orca whale adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Then Muth? Something about a lisp or speech? Moose, wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. I think I was trying to say the ancient ancestors. So maybe particular ancestors that are from far back in your mind. You know much. You know much. I think this is going to just be confirmation for what you already know for a lot of you. It doesn't feel like news, but it feels like something that was dwindling around in your subconscious. It's like this might click something into place that hasn't been clicked for a while and maybe was bugging you. And I feel like it is a simple message of, yes, you are moving with flow. And when I read the moose part, which says head in the stars but feet on the earth, I saw it as your feet actually being in the water. So you could have come from a sense of not feeling fully settled in anything, or not feeling grounded, and questioning whether that was authentic to where you're being, authentic to your present alignment. And yes, it was your present alignment to be more moving, to be more mutable, even if that's not the like authentic of authentics for you. Like, even if that's not authentic to your soul, it was authentic to your soul within your person, your soul within the body that you are currently experiencing in that particular moment of time. Okay, there's a sense of loyalty coming through with the dog friend. Okay, there's more than that though. I think this is to do with spirit friends too, because Dullahan Shiona is a spirit that I connected with, who's a Dullahan, and her name is Shiona. And she didn't, I don't think she came in with a specific message for me. I just connected with her and we became friends, or she was already a friend of mine. I can't remember, sorry. Yeah, so there's that sense of like play And it just makes me think of those fetus children I was seeing for you. Okay, let's keep going. Let's piece this together. These cards. Sacred geometry. Geometry that is sacred. Geometry that shows... Again, it's bringing me back to that ancient, like not just ancestors, but ancient ancestors. Oh, ancestors of the water, perhaps. Are you like really connecting to your own, like, well, maybe we'll get some with the blueprint cards. Print that is blue. Yes, these cards are blue. Look at them. Remembrance. Okay, we hear ya. But do you? Do you hear us? What are you remembering? Who are you remembering? I'm still not seeing it. I think for some of you, you've been connecting with beings that you remember, that you love, and that really ground you in a sense, and maybe that have really shown you a part of the path that you're walking, have acted as a guide of sorts to the adventure of this lifetime, to where you're feeling drawn towards traveling, towards embarking on in this life, or what you're feeling drawn to embarking on in this life. And yet you may not fully trust it. You may feel like you're a bit crazy, or yeah, there's a sense of not trusting, because I also really want to use more tarot right now to be like, what is the message? I don't get it. Help me. And I think that's how you're feeling. It's like you have it all. You have it all. Some of you, for those of you who have your own cards, if you haven't been able to read them well as of late, or just surrounding maybe this particular situation, I think it's because you're trying to do it with your mind and not really feel into it. So maybe you like get one card and then you don't see it, so you put it back and you try and get another. You're being called to receive what you're receiving and know that you are getting the answers. It's not something that you're not seeing. There's a recognition of what you're already feeling, what you're already sitting in. It's like you're sat on the box of gold. And you're still looking like, where is it? Where is it? Just be where you are, where you're led. Or be who you were. I feel like some of you still, like, that doesn't click for you. That doesn't click for you. Let's get animal cards. You're so surrounded. You're so surrounded. Ooh, I put these back in a weird way. You might be feeling a bit like rough around the edges. It's like, you know you're okay, but you might be feeling a bit of frustration or tension. I want to say it's in your mind. You may feel or think that it's elsewhere, but I think it's in your mind. Magpie. Yeah, that feels like the mind. I think you're trying to piece together things that don't want piecing together. Because the thing is, you're already at the destination. And mouse. So we have magpie and mouse. Some of you have come from pile 2, I feel it. At the back of the deck is coyote. I think you're your own mischief maker. You're your own stressor. Because I think you're deceiving yourself into thinking that you're not okay. I think you do feel okay. Question where you're at. If you're trying to do more, why? Is it coming from a sense of feeling like you're not okay as you are? What if it was okay to be a mess? Then what? I'm getting quite like an overwhelm of intellectualizing or overanalyzing. Like, look out in these 2 cards. How much is going on? But I think the energy you're being called into is these 2 cards, which is so much simpler. It's so much more palatable, so much smoother. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or like you're not getting what the answer you're trying to get, maybe it's drawing you back. You might resonate with having a strong masculine energy and finding it more difficult to receive, to feel okay as you are, to be in your feminine. I think trying to move forwards only takes you further away from the way in which you want to move forwards into. It's giving a sense of trying to grasp at peace, trying to work for it, trying to work in order to be in a place where you don't have to work, instead of just dropping and feeling into the sense of already being there. Not trying to trick yourself into thinking you're not where you are, but just recognizing that all that you are right now is okay. That you can find peace where you are at. You can find peace in your own personal flow. Yeah, I think that's the main message for you. You can find peace and play in your personal flow. Okay, yeah. Pile 3, that's your reading. Go with the flow. Go with your personal flow. I can feel it. I can feel like some of you want to go to another reading from this, or this isn't for everyone. If you feel like that brought you a sense of coming to stillness, then leave. For those of you who are still feeling antsy, I want to get a couple more cards for you. Different cards. Where's my tarot deck? Oh, there you are. There you are. Some of you are also using what you think you should be using instead of what you want to be using. And you can swap those words of using to apply to your situation more. Okay. Pile 3.5. What we got going on? 9 of Cups. Clarify. Okay, continued clarify. 4 of Wands. You're in celebration. You've made it. You're just unsure if you've made it. Because you may be still feeling the pain of what used to be. That's okay. Doesn't mean you haven't made it. Just means you're processing. Yeah, you're in the new cycle. You're in a new day. You're not repeating old patterns, but you may still be feeling the remnants of them. And that might have you feeling a bit lethargic. A bit apologetic, even. You may still be fearing that you're doing things the old way. That you're trapped up in karmic cycles, but you're not. You just have experienced a whole lot. And that might take longer than you maybe had hoped to process. Can you see that? Is that in shot? No. Okay, let's move things. Yeah, you're being asked to be gentle with yourself and know that you're not moving backwards. To accommodate to the present you. To question where you're really at. It's not an endless cycle of pain, but you may be feeling like there's some sort of a never-ending feeling that's kind of haunting you. You may not be feeling inspired, and that's okay. That's a part of the process. You've reached a goal, and you've let go of an old way of being. You found a way to accommodate for all of yourself. You found a way... What is this 10 of Wands about? King of Pentacles. Yeah. It's giving more a sense of like recognizing all that you are and holding all of you. It's like you've become your own parent. You're in celebration of your entirety. You've come to that. You've already come to that. And things just might be moving slower. Or you may be feeling like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you might be worried about that, or trying to push forwards, like, no, get me back to where I was before. But you're processing, that's okay. Acknowledge all you've been through. And let the currents take you. Let yourself just flow, glide, be carried. There's no need to struggle. You're healing. The swords are falling out. I think you may be recognizing more than ever where you've come from. What really happened. And what was holding you back from what you've already got to. You may be stopping yourself from getting to the true cleansed feeling, from a sense of not wanting to feel any pains that come up surrounding your success, surrounding the aftermath of the party. There's so much that will come for you through... So much that will come, that's the 8 of Wands, that comes through the process of feeling your pain. 3 of Swords. What hurt? What stabbed you? It's okay, you're not going back. You've already completed so much. So allow a part of the success to maybe be tears. Emotion is coming up for you surrounding something. And you're being called to feel it. Because that is what will turn this Fool upright. This Fool being the true new beginning. Perhaps with soul family, perhaps simply in a sense of comforting self, like allowing your inner child to fully thrive, the state of being where you can really not watch your back, where you can be free to live as a playful one. What's this Four of Cups in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune up? I tried to say upright. Upright. Turn him upright. This is the intuition card. This is your emotions leading you. Your emotions will always guide you. The way forwards is always going to be feeling exactly what you're feeling. I feel like keeping that in reverse. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, it's like the acknowledgement of how you feel is what changes how you feel. Avoiding how you're feeling only makes that child that is that emotion cry out even louder. It's like, no, listen, like I'm I'm trying to tell you something. I'm telling you that I need something. And maybe that's just a hug. Yeah, right now your emotions are your compass. Okay, pile 3.5, that is your reading. See you in another if I do. See you on your adventure if not. I will see you. See you adventuring round the playground. Let bygones be bygones. Welcome in pile 4. Miss Saigon, that's what I heard. I don't know if I remember enough. Oh, I think I was trying to remember that earlier today, actually. I just didn't. It just took me a moment right now to realize that that's what I was trying to remember. I had like an image of a show or a what do you call that? A musical that I was trying to think of. I think it's Miss Saigon. There was like a particular song that I was like, I want to listen to that. I had an image of it. Okay, so maybe something is. I heard like coming to fruition, but using the word fruit. I don't know how the word fruit was inserted in it, but it was. I tell you that. I can tell you that much. Okay, so this card is a card of inherent love, which feels like a bit of a theme of this here reading. I want to put him at the bottom. Yeah, the foundation of your life is based off the idea that you can do no wrong, you can do no right, you can just do. And that's shifting what's above that. Okay, so... Okay, you're coming to connect the dots in something of your life where they're able to change on the surface because of an internal struggle you have integrated. Okay, cool. Okay, that was really hard. Was that struggle that you integrated really hard? Or is this a really hard experience you're going through? But we have the inherent love at the bottom. It could be a comfort if you're going through something difficult. I think I want to get lots of cards from this deck for you. This is like my enlightenment card. First one feels a bit like home. Second one, enlightenment. Realization. I think I want to use that word more. Whoa. Peanut butter! Woohoo! That's what this card is. It's a combination of peanut butter and the Namaste pose. Then this guy. I haven't seen you for ages, it feels like. I almost went to say hello, but I didn't. So that could be a message for you. That also could be like a side message for you. For some of you, that's like, oh, yes, it's not going in with the reading. It's like, that's not really a part of where we're looking, but we're shooting it in there. And then this final card. There's a lot of magic energy coming. Maybe you'll be researching magic. Scholar vibes. I kind of feel like you've come from scholarly and also going to scholarly, but you're merging two types together. This is the back of the deck, which is a bit of my astral projection, jumping into someone else's dream, into someone else's world card. And seeing it, creating it. There's an intangibility here. We're definitely talking to a spiritual pile. Yes, we, as in everyone that is channeling through me right now. Love it. Animal cards. Yeah, even with this, I'm wanting to do like an all white spread for you. Which I kind of like that your crystal was so blue. Like so blue. Woo! Blue, woohoo! Cheetah. Go, go, go. Move it all up a bit. You're a pile 4. Look at those cards flopping out for you. Slug goes last. I don't want that though. No, you do though. Slug comes last. Some of you may really like speed. Because we're beginning with cheetah. I had not thought of that. Yeah, we're beginning with speed and ending with slowness. So it's like you're learning the same thing, but one where you're getting to is a sense of slowness with that same thing. And that may be because of how much you trust your ability to execute it now. So it's like you don't need to be like pouncing on anything. There's no goal, perhaps. It's more of a steady enjoyment of something. So that could be something that originally was more of a survival thing for you, but has become a sense of pleasure. Yes. There's so much about magic and creation and being able to do that from perhaps a blend of masculine and feminine, or a blend of two. This could also be you collaborating with another. It is that, yes, but that depends on who the other is for you. You may be turning down certain offers to collaborate with a specific offer, a specific being, or specific collective who really resonates with you. In that case, one is very seeing, very much able to tap into a hermit kind of energy of inner wisdom, wisdom they have gained from their own perspective, a sense of being connected to home and being able to really go after what they want when they are guided. There's a sense of connectivity to what they see. They envision what they're wanting, and they adjust accordingly, and they are led by their nose. They're led by their knowledge of when is right to pounce. There could be a lot of patience that comes with either half of yourself or one of the beings in this collaboration. And that might not always be recognized, because cheetah is like, we think of the speed, or at least I think of the speed when I think of cheetah, but I'm being drawn more into the waiting time that it uses to perceive the right moment to get up to speed, the right moment to attack, per se. So there's a sense of moving in and out of reality, of which reality. It's like, you know when to dream, you know when to listen, and you know when to shift your vision into straight ahead and act. Then the other part is, or being, is slower, but within that slowness they see so much. They feel very able to manipulate energy. Both parties feel like they get what they want, but the first party, or the one half of you, I'm going to say beings, so one being does it through being guided where to act. It's still them that grabs it. Whereas the second party, it more falls into their lap because they create it. It feels more like a feminine energy of magnetizing, of creating from within. When the time is right. So I'm being drawn back to the left part because I said that. You knew it all along. You had the information, and it wasn't required of you. You weren't being asked to implement it yet, and you listened. You only implement what you know when it's time. You only bring about certain aspects of yourself when it's time. Otherwise you wait. You're more patient than you seem, because you also have a fierceness to you. You also have an intensity that can't go unnoticed when it is called into action. Whereas on the other part, the other being, they come with such a different energy, but it is so complementary. It so sees what they both of these beings really see where the other come from. There's a joint respect here. That's why this collaboration is able to work. I would almost say that it's like the part on the right being is able to find what the part on the left then catches. That's one expression of how they join forces. Because the being on the right feels like they internally have a very vast landscape that they traverse. They're able to see so many energies and experience so much within themselves. And they're able to hone that in to draw from them all and find a specific energy still within themselves to create, that they then get to experience outside of themselves, but that's not what they love. The part that they love is the finding it from within. Whereas the being on the left feels like they don't traverse their inner landscape for the it. They allow themselves to come across the it. In that sense, they are the magnet. Okay. Is this helping? Or is this just like enjoyable to hear? What is this? Who are you? What are we doing? I think you were being called into... What is this? I want cards, but I don't know what cards to use. These cards. Because I wanted to use the my character deck, but they're painted and I didn't want colour. Not because I didn't actually want colour. Actually, it kind of is that. I was just like jokingly saying that it wasn't because of like a egotistic fixation, but it's because it didn't feel right to have colour here. So we have mermaid, which I'm really noticing this like ribbed edge. Mermaid is... Okay, there's 4. So we have Draco, Vega, Mermaid, and Blue Avian. And at the back of the deck, which is wanting... Okay. I'm gonna see more. It was manted. Yeah, look at that dark energy of the Draco. It really fits. They really fit the cards that they're over. Yeah, this is just like the blending of 2 types of creators, 2 types of intellectuals. It really is. I want to say it's like 2 scholars. I do be liking that label here. Ooh, that popped out fast. Oh, it's manted. You keep moving my cards, mate. Okay. Yeah, manted energy is like the blending of the 2. That's just a reiterate. Ew! I'm dropping all my cards. Do you want more then? I think that was more expressing like it's a combination of death and birth. That's what the blending of these 2 is. It's like it makes others drop their things. It causes a large ripple. It causes a dramatic shift. It's a very prominent energy. It's very unmistakable because there's such a... I just saw when I like read that really quickly, French toast. Okay. And I really see that energy here actually, French toast. Just saying. Oh. Why is that so apparent here? So I can taste it. Is someone just eating French toast? Put that French toast down. Let me focus. Oh, I love you, French toast guy. Okay. Oh, I did really lose where I was. I think that's what you do because there's that message again that I got when I dropped that of like disorientation. And what I was trying to say was because it causes such a shift, disorientation, which is to say a version of death, because of the level of maturity that each have on their own, and thus when they come together in such a balanced way that really complements one another, it is powerful. It's powerful, yeah. It's like it's powerful on its own, and then sometimes like 2 powers feel like they don't really always add to one another, but they can sometimes take away each other's like giftedness, or they can be more at odds. But in this case, it flows. Like everything is pointing towards a complete flow, a complete blending of the two. It's not even like I want to say this is a match. It's more of a jellying together. Yeah, it's not two puzzle pieces snapping into place. It's two puzzle pieces that then you like hold a flame to and start melting and blending into one. And that makes others freak out outside of themselves. Like, oh my god, what is going on? Why are they lighting themselves on fire? Why are they melting? Ah! They became a bigger puzzle piece? We can do that? Some of you are like full on experimenting with some cool transformation magic. That also just kind of sounds like creating a child. Take that part if it resonates. I think either in whatever respects, you are creating a child together. These two beings are, because the child is all of that death energy. It's all of the creation energy that this affects. Everything that gets touched by this, experiences this, becomes its creation. When I look at anything outside of myself, it becomes my creation. Not just in the way where it's like being actualized as its snapshot in time, but when I build a relationship with it, a relationship being a leash, let's just say, and when I move, the leash gets tugged, it changes, it what do you call that? Bounces off itself. See, I liked where that was going and then I didn't. What is this? I feel like hands. I'm really being drawn to hands. Because this is like holding hands. I think maybe I'm trying to look for more than what is. I think maybe this is simpler than I'm making it out in my head to be. I think this is how you're feeling. It's not really feeling. I don't feel this emotion. If anything, you maybe feel... I feel a jumble. I feel a mixed bag of what emotions and how much of emotions you're experiencing, or what each individual of you watching are experiencing in relation to this. Because it feels so personal, that's why I feel like it was important for me to express that. This feels so personal to you. And yet it feels so impersonal also. And if I had said it feels so personal, impersonal too, instead of also, it would have rhymed. But I intentionally didn't. Why did I do that? I love rhyming. I intentionally didn't rhyme. Are some of you looking at something like this collaboration as too good to be true, so you're like intentionally sabotaging, quote unquote sabotaging? You can, I guess, not quote unquote, just like you can fill in a different word if that doesn't resonate for you. You're like intentionally not sinking into it. What are you doing? Noise. No, I don't want color. I was considering, do we get color cards for you? I don't want color. Cheetah, lynx, fox, and slug. Lynx and fox are feeling similar to me in this moment too. Both of them have a strong awareness. Like their ears being pointed up. It's like they listen, they hear. They react. They're very reactive energies, it feels like, in this moment. And then cheetah and slug feel like they're on their own mission. They're on their own wavelengths. So there is that, again, combination of it's the self in each party, but it's also a reactive, a combining. So some of you may have been afraid of that, like, analogy, or maybe the essence of what that analogy was expressing, of the melting and becoming one. Because becoming one doesn't mean that you lose what becomes the one. It's like, or becoming a two, which is to say a one, doesn't mean that you lose the numbers that then add up to create that whole number. But in a sense you do. But that, maybe you've learnt that a sense of merging is unhealthy from a state of believing that, or only seeing examples of that being with those who aren't in full support of every party, when there are parties who are at odds with one another. Yeah, okay. I think I might have got to more of the reason why you're at a reading. Maybe. This could be a fear of, or it's not like you can't have a reading that's just expressing, like, a sense of stillness, a sense of all rightness, and that's the message for you. Again, it's like my energy and your energy just went to say, like, oh, I found the weak point. I found why I can't have this. I found why it's wrong. I want to bring you back to this card here. Love is inherent. I think you're fearing love. I think you're trying to base your present experience, or your idea of a future experience, based off the past, or based off other people's pasts. If you got dropped into your body right now, what do you think your response to the dynamic you're seeing would be? That's the answer. Some of you may want to sit with that question too. Yeah, I feel like that's a powerful question. And usually I'd want to repeat it again, but I don't feel like that. But I'm not feeling called to end the reading, so I think I'm going to sit with you for a bit. I like this. I also want to note that at the back of the deck, of the animal deck, was red kite. There's such a connection that you both share to one another's spirit. To the spirit of love, I want to say. The spirit of collaboration, the spirit of unity, the spirit of formed connection based off an energy of mutual respect, mutual desire for equal authenticity, for, I guess equal, but I don't want to say equal, I just want to say authenticity within both parties, and thus the combined party. There are no ill intentions here, there are no like trying to, I don't know, like I don't even want to give examples, or it just feels weird to give examples of like why. I don't think that's even, maybe it is on your mind, but I think that it's not on your mind in a way where you think that this could be that expression of those sort of unharmonic relationships. However, I feel like you already know what this is. You feel it. Your body knows. This is giving such a slate of it's safe to relax. I'm being reminded of how I almost didn't do your pile, which I love, because I didn't actually almost, I just had that feeling. And what that represents here is, again, the essence of when I was going like, what is this? Like there's no problem. And that's just it. This is a reading and it doesn't have to have a problem. I'm just reading two really nice energies. Powerfully nice. Cool. I think I might get a number card to finish. Like, I just want a single one. That took a while to get out. But I got so lost in that. It's like I forgot about everything and I was just focused. That's not even true. I was thinking about something else, but it wasn't about the reading. That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Here is like, you can really let your guard down. You can really relax. This is safe. There's such a trust here. Such a love here. Yeah, both beings here understand love. They experience life through love. The card is 21, which is, I believe, my favorite number. It's having both, and it's having that both be one. The two is included in the one. The two are accounted for in their entireties, and that's what allows there to be a one. If you feel called to, there may be a message, a pile in the previous video before this one. But only take that if you feel so drawn to, or have that act as a confirmation if you're already coming from there. Hello! We didn't get 21 in that reading though. Okay, I really like the look of that. I kind of want to move the third eye crystal. I'm calling it a third eye crystal. The third eye crystal out of here. Yeah, both are so connected to the third eye. I love it. Visionaries. Architects. I feel like you're both architects of the spirit realm, or with the spirit realm. I don't know why I have to say that. It's just like me saying like of the spirit realm makes it feel like, I can't even see it now, but it was a sense of like separating, like as if an architect couldn't be of a spirit realm, like it was a limited perspective, or a perspective based off the old, as opposed to my true idea of what architects could be or are. Okay. Yeah, love it for you. Okay, see you in another if I do, and yes, past me will see you if you're going there, or see you in the future, or the past, or the present, or everything. Yes. Okay. Bye. Actually, I'll keep the camera on as I pack away. I feel like it, and I got ringing in my ear when I said that. I'm getting the image of in Barnyard when Odie, the main cow, is walking behind the postman, and he's like doing loads of non-cow like things. Like he's dancing, but every time the postman looks back, because the postman senses the dancing, he goes to being a cow again. And he keeps doing that. That's what I'm seeing. What are you seeing? That's the real question, isn't it? That's why I needed to share what I was seeing. Maybe that's to do with this collaboration. You share what you see so that I can share what I see. I like that I added so in that second reiteration of that energy. Because again, there's like, it's no butting heads or anything. It's a joint desire for cooperation. A joint desire for both parties to be expressed in their most authentic selves. Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it, Lima. That's like me calling you Lima. That's where we leave it, Lima. Should I start calling the people who view this Weaver of Worlds channel Lima? See ya, Lima. Oh, it even kind of, does that rhyme? See ya, Lima. See ya, Lima.